Alright, no bonuses against Shingetsu, and first up we've got Charming. Now this throne is actually probably the most difficult throne we've had in like quite a while. So this throne has basically 2.4 million HP, and counters for over 1700 damage, which is a lot, like seriously. Like, that's just like a lot. Still not anywhere near Hyaki Demuncher. Hyaki Demuncher counter for like 2k, I'm pretty certain, but 17, what, 38 or something, it says? That's quite a chunk of our HP. And, I mean, really, it just makes Charming even worse and makes Enma worse. And the Genga team, I guess, but that's just because this throne is also heartful. So Shady and Eerie get debuffed, while Mysterious and Slippery get buffed. Now, here I'm fairly certain I dodge a counter, which would normally invalidate this run. However, Sal later sent me... Yeah, there's the counter right there. Like, Sal sent me a run where he used Mamarina and got 4 guards in one, so Charming can do it. I just don't feel like leveling up Mamarina. She's level 60 for me, so yeah, but yeah, as you can see, we barely live. So this is it's definitely the most fun throne we've had in quite a while. Next up, we've got the Eerie team. Now, Eerie, I knew was going to be pretty easy. I'm pretty sure this was done, this was done first try. I know it was. So we don't get as many procs as I, normally do, just because I didn't get the craziest board RNG, but obviously Eerie is too goated now to die, because they have Saku-chan. So, yeah. Anyways, we're going to get some nice little procs of the attack boost skill from Mimi. Pretty cool, fun stuff like that. We're going to get double fevers because that's just what we do. Retinaido, he's like cool, but he is not going to be used on the meta team for a while, so yeah. The attack boost skill is just straight up better, especially for this throne, because this throne is heartful, and he does not make a difference in their win or not. So we need to pop all these Rimarus because Bro keeps getting in the way. We're going to do an Inflate 4, then we're going to do Rimaru's Soultimate, and then we're going to get Mimi's Soultimate back, which is pretty cool. Then we're just going to keep spamming them over and over again. Pretty cool, you know, stuff like that. Sadly, it is just a 4th Rimuru, so we're just going to have to Rimuru EX pop again. But even though he has, drop big and is just kind of getting in the way, we are still able to win pretty easily. So we're going to get a nice Inflate 4, then we're going to get an EX pop, and thankfully we have just enough HP to get an extra Soultimate in, and we have 2 HP left. So if thrones start countering for harder, then Eerie is actually going to get kind of debuffed, but other than that, they're still goated. Next up, we've got the Mysterious team. Mysterious is getting 10% extra damage. Now, I don't remember how many procs I get on this team, but they're still really freaking good. Mysterious is insanely good, especially since they now have, what's his face? Rimuru. Yeah, Rimuru just makes it pretty dang easy with all those attack buffs. Pretty nice, since the original Rimuru didn't really do anything for Mysterious. So we're going to do double fevers, which also gives us more time to get procs. Getting kind of unlucky with them every now and then. So we're going to do this. Do not get in fever time instantly, so sadly we take another normal. I'm trying to link, and I didn't even see that I had a different one that I could link, but whatever. So now we're going to link, get some cool stuff like that. Do a link right there, so that way we can pop this instantly. And then we're going to link a Salome, and then use Okayu. Then once we get a Salome, which I took forever to find, we're going to link another Rimuru, just so that way we can have something afterwards. We're going to use Rimaru's Soultimate, then we're going to use Salome, and then we could do an additional Soultimate in Fever Time, but I was trying to get an extra Rimuru to be able to do, but I didn't need it, and I could just do an Akane outside of Fever Time, and yeah, we win. Dealing 200k on Akane, which is pretty dang good with all those attack buffs. Next up, we have the Shady team. This one took a couple of attempts because Jane didn't heal, and I didn't get an extra Yashiro the first time. I think this only took like two tries, though, which, considering their tribe disadvantage, that's not too bad. So Shady is very good. If you have dead time, and you don't bring Jane, and you instead keep Black Hole Asu, you can do a pre-fill EX pop and then spam dead time and never have to get into fever time and still win against this throne. So if that doesn't tell you Shady's broken, I don't know what does. So, yeah. But with Jane, this is pretty easy. Free to play, Shady might struggle a little bit, but that's just whatever, who cares. Anyways, so we're going to EX Pop, Fever Extend, get a Yashiro, you know, standard stuff like that. Cool, cool, cool stuff. I don't know how many guards we get, but I don't really remember to pay attention. So we're going to use Black Hole Asu to tap inflate a Yashiro. Then we're going to link some Miyabis. Then we're going to do Yashiro Soultimate. Then we're going to Peko. And then we're going to try to get another Yashiro, but I don't remember if I do or not. I feel like I'd probably just get a Miyabi, since it's just easier to get her Sult. Oh, no, we do get a Yashiro. Oh, but we also still need to do Miyabi's Ultimate, which we have to wait for our Revive's Ultimate, and yeah, stuff like that. I don't know how many guards we got, but they could still guard more, so and considering it's tribe disadvantage, they can still win pretty easy. Next up, we've got Brave. Now, Sal showed me that when he first got Shingetsu, he used it Brave, and actually, I don't remember what team he had, but it was a pretty close win. But he did say that he's not really a fan of using Brave, but honestly, using Brave, for me, is pretty good. Yeah, so he didn't actually use UZ Plus Mara, he used UZ Mara, but I think UZ Plus Mara is just better. So, I mean, yeah, let's try it. So, UZ Plus Mara is really freaking good because she's super duper strong, and although you do give up some extra stats and all that, it's just better to bring her, in my opinion. So we wait as long as we can, since Brave, like, even though the counter damage did go up, Brave can only do a certain amount of Ultimates in Fever Time anyway, so it doesn't really matter that counters hit harder, because it doesn't really affect them, since they barely do, they do like 7 Ultimates, if that. So then we get a second UZ Plus Mara, and then we do, I actually don't get a crit on Subaru, which does suck, because, yeah, of course, whatever. But then we get a Megumin to fire, and that's like way overkill. Well, actually, no, that barely kills. So then we do a UZ Plus Mara, and now really make it an overkill. So if Subaru crit, that would have been 3 million, which is pretty dang good. Alright, so next up we've got the Heartful team. Now, Heartful is pretty funny. Now, this looks like it gets to a close win, but I do take one normal, which I can just fix with a little bit of board RNG. And I didn't do an outside Ultimate, so actually Heartful can still probably do about 2.7 million, even though they actually like perfectly deal the amount of HP this throne has. So we get a lucky Zodiac, which is pretty cool. So basically the way that Heartful works is we do Doll Yu, Natsuyomi, then Zodiac, Zodiac, and then Orihime Natsu, and then just Zodiacs. So, oh, she's pretty dang good. Very, very powerful option. If I had Elzemekia, then I'd bring Peko instead of Doll Yu, and then bring Elza instead of Setsuna. So it'd be a little more difficult, but I'd have way more stats and way more damage, so yeah. And I might just not even bring Orihime Natsu, I don't know. I don't have the character. If you want to let me know if you can get me the character, then let me know. Yay. Next up, we have Tough. Now, Sal actually showed me how to do 3 Rem tricks with Tough. But I did not do it here, because that was after I did this. So Tough is really, really friggin' easy to use. It's just get in Fever Time and then do some Rem tricks. They can do, like, 3 million damage, like, really easily. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So we're gonna EX Pop, then we do the little Rem trick. In case you don't know, the Rem trick is, when you use Rem's Ultimate, it makes her Puni deal, like, 4 times the amount of damage. And because of weird board calculations and stuff like that, if you only pop Rem Puni, your character does, like, a gajillion more damage, which is crazy. So then we just link some of this, link a Jibanyan, do another Rem trick, so that way Jibanyan can get a Rem trick. Thankfully, we get a Tamanten Ren, so we can then get Hangetsus afterwards to spam. But ideally, you get another Jibanyan with the Inflate 4, and then do another Rem trick. It's pretty crazy. So, now we just spam Hangetsus, and by spam, I mean do 2. Get some cool pop heals right there. We won right there, so now we can just do another one. And if we had more Fever Time, we would be able to do like 3 million. So, yeah, Tough is really good, in case you did not know. Next up, we have Slippery. Now, I do not have Slippery Kyra, the EX Pop, which does kind of suck because that's a little bit more stats, but whatever. because this is a Heartful Throne, they deal 10% more damage, just like Mysterious did. So, yeah. And the additional counter damage doesn't really matter for them, so, yeah. Slippery's just good. Like, they're good, not, like, super broken. I mean, Roxy's pretty broken. Like, as you can see, I just get an additional Roxy right there, which is pretty nice. So then we do Roxy Salt, then we do another Roxy Salt. Can you believe it? That's why I think Asu is a little bit better than Venoct, because buffing up Roxy is way better than Venoct dealing extra damage for one of his Soultimates. Sadly, not very many redrops for, or not many drop days for Roxy, which sucks, but, whatever, we'll deal with it. So we pop this, and I'm pretty sure I get a redrop, I think. Yeah. So I do a Seiryu, so I cannot actually do Roxy, because if I do, I would die. Just barely. But we still get 2.5. Pretty cool. Next up, we have the Ginga team, because this is just the order that I got them done in. So, yeah, that's 10 no bonuses, which is pretty cool. Because, yeah, this is the hardest throne, and I can still get the wins with all 10 tribes. And this was with a Sudokai event, so I did actually lose a little bit of Y points doing this, so subscribe for that. I never, like, tell you guys to subscribe, because, I don't know, it's just not really too much of a purpose after 1,000, but, I mean, we're almost at 2,000, so, I mean, you might as well. So because this is a Heartful Throne, over half my team is weak to this throne, so we're losing a little bit of damage, so we do actually prefer to use Mika's Soultimate, since she does more damage, and actually has the Gingo Watch giving her a Soultimate multiplier buff, which is pretty cool. So then we do Kyogetsu, then I think, do we do Black Hole Asu? I think we do. Yep, we use it to get a Mangetsu, and then we'll do a Mika afterwards. Actually, no, I wanted it to use Mangetsu, but we actually got another Black Hole Asu. So we do Moon Asu, then we do Mika, and then here's the thing. I actually didn't get the win with Ginga. I lied to you. But I dodged a counter, which was cool, so yeah. I'm sure they could do it if I got enough Fever Time faster, but yeah. Whatever. I mean, my characters are level 70, like Mangetsu and Kyogetsu is, so yeah. And now finally, we've got the Enma team. Enma was definitely the hardest one. I mean, like, Ginga, I didn't even, like, technically get the win, but if I got my Kyogetsu and Mangetsu to level 90 instead of level 70, we would be able to win, so yeah, who cares. Anyways, Enma was pretty difficult. You can only get hit at most twice. I don't know if I dodge a counter. I mean, I got, like, multiple runs that were pretty similar to this that did not get the win, so I will have to pay attention to see if I got something. So we did get countered there. Then we do a Melik. Now we're trying to get a refresh on everything with King Enma, Jane, and Melik. So we use Ruten, thankfully, who we got the Soultimate up fast. I could have used Jane there because she redropped, but I didn't know. So we use Melik. Then we use Jane, then we use King Enma, which is pretty cool, because he gives another Melik. So after we do King Enma Salt, we do God of Armor Fudomas to try to get Melik to make sure he's ready. So we use Melik, we barely live, by the way, and then afterwards we have just enough HP and just enough damage in order to get the W. So that is the no bonuses, and I hope you enjoyed. Yeah.